Hey guys, Raging Rashaka here, coming in with a tip for Path of Exile 2. I know one of the biggest things that I've seen popping up in chat and then also on Reddit posts and things like that is what do you do with the passive weapon skill points and how do they work? So I'm going to try to break this down as simple as I can for you. Essentially, you'll want to have some skill points available to be able to spend. This does use your standard skill points. So when you're looking up here in the top right of the screen, the top line is how many current skill points that you have. The next line is weapon set 1, indicated by the Roman numeral here. And I have 4 of these. The in parentheses is how many I have. The brighter number next to it is how many I have available to spend. And then the weapon sub-weapon 2 here, and I have 4 to be able to spend, and I have a maximum of 4. So the way that this works is I'm currently playing a Sork build, and I'm doing lightning and curses as the primary stuff that I'm doing. So for my primary weapon, I use a weapon that increases all elemental damage and gives pluses to things like lightning, things along those lines. So for weapon set 1, I'm going to go into this tree here, which is going to be giving me lightning damage. I'm going to spend 3 points here. And as you can see, it got rid of the 3 points that I had at the top of the screen there for the skill points that I had available. And it has spent 3 of the 4 points that I had here. If you go ahead and apply these points, I now have these 3 points, but they are applied specifically to weapon set 1. Because weapon set 1 was highlighted by clicking this little arrow when I spent the points. Now if I go to weapon set 2, I can spend 3 more points. As you can see in the top, I have 0 still, but because I'm making a mirror of them here essentially, I can spend the 3 points that I've already spent for weapon set 1 and apply those. You can now see that the main drive line for skill points is a yellow, goldish looking line. So if you scroll out, you can see here where I've started at the beginning and gone all the way up, connecting the dots. And then you can see once you get here, this one is orange and this one is green. The orange one is weapon set 1. The green are weapon set 2. So right now I'm on weapon set 1. If I exit out, you can see that I'm holding a 2-handed staff. When I go back into this window, I'm going to press X 1 time to switch weapons, and you will see that this bright orange dulls out a little bit, and then the green gets a little brighter. And there it is. So now I'm on weapons. Now I'm using my second weapon. When I come out, you can see I'm holding a 1-handed weapon that actually summons 2 skeletons. So you can see that very easily that I've changed weapons here. So we'll go back in, press this X 1 more time. You can see they switched back, and I'm back to the 2-handed weapon. My skeletons are gone. The main reason that you'll want to do this is, like I said, I'm doing a lightning build where I use curses as well. So my secondary set of weapons, I can have things that improve curses and make my curses last longer, make them more effective, things along those lines. So I can hit the X button to pull out my second weapon, cast a curse on something, hit X again to go back to my primary weapon, and then it'll switch me back to all of my plus damage stuff so that I can actually start dealing more damage with all of the lightning spells that I'm using. So you're going to have to get creative with how beneficial this is going to be for you. You're going to really have to kind of go through the tree, find places where you can kind of make splits like this. Now, in this particular case, it just worked out that I had damage stuff up here and curse stuff down here. You do not have to split at a node. I could have made my 3 points for sub-weapon 1 here, and then the 3 points for sub-weapon 2, I could have put them over here. You can put them anywhere off of the edge of your primary skill points that you have spent already. Things to note when you're spending these, if I get another skill point, I can't just place it here. I cannot use the sub-weapon 1 and sub-weapon 2 to lengthen how far out I can get. In order to click this one here, I have to click it based on what the previous node was spent as. So where this is spent as a sub-weapon 1, this one also has to be a sub-weapon 1 because there's no other connection in here that makes it legitimate other than sub-weapon 1. Same down here. If I want this last node right here, that has to be a sub-weapon 2 point that I'm spending. So just make sure you understand how that system works. It'll be a little complicated until you get used to it, but this basically will allow you, you can get roughly 16 for each of these, I think is what we can get to currently, which means you can have 16 points that are for sub-weapon 1 and 16 points that are for sub-weapon 2. These are not extra points that you're getting on top of your skill points. It's allowing you to take a single skill from leveling it up and apply it in 2 different locations so that whichever weapon you are currently holding determines which path is currently active. When you switch your weapon in the game, it will automatically switch these talent points for you. If you want to respec these for any reason, you have to respec them individually. It will cost you twice as much money, because in order to get a whole skill point back, you would have to respec this point and also respec one of the furthest ones down on your sub-weapon 2. Now, this will give you a whole skill point back that you could then apply somewhere else as you would normally in the skill tree. That's really all I have for you guys today. Hopefully this information was useful to you and kind of clears up some of the problems people have been having with these extra skill points and what their uses are. If you found this helpful at all, definitely give me a like and subscribe. I could really use the promotion right now. And if you guys want to come and check me out at some point when I'm streaming, feel free to check me out. I stream both on Twitch and YouTube. So come back and see me sometime whenever available. That's it. Have a good day.